downtown Montgomery, followed by a birthday bash and family fun day. And there's also a lot of service opportunities available for people looking to give back to the community. There's also a parade happening in Prattville today. Some people in Central and South Alabama saw snow this weekend, and the cold air continues to move through our area today. In Montgomery, the Warming Center will be open for the next couple of days from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. That's located at the Crump Center. And in Prattville, a warming station is open there as well. This one is located inside of the Public Safety Building's classroom. This will be open until 6 a.m. today and will reopen each night until Wednesday morning. I'm Jasmine Williams, and these are your morning headlines.
1490 WHBB. Good morning. On this Monday morning, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, 334-875-1490 and 1492 are the numbers to call if you have comments or questions. And you can also join us now live, our live stream on the YouTube channel, the selmapostherald.com YouTube channel. You can get the link, by the way, on our Facebook, on the Selma Post Herald Facebook page, and on the homepage of selmapostherald.com. Speaking of which, selmapostherald.com's homepage, um, usually we hear a lot of the sound bites and excerpts from Dr. King's speeches, but rarely, do many of us have an opportunity to hear the full speeches. And so selmapostherald.com has several of Dr. King's speeches being featured on our homepage. Well, first, the Walk Across America. Well, let me go back to the homepage, right? Um, right under the slogan, History in the Making, you'll see a flyer for Walk Across America, Montgomery to Selma. Join us in Selma for food, faith, and community. They're prepared to feed 500 plus people today for free in the parking lot of the Selma Welcome Center. This is Project Hood out of Chicago, Illinois, and Pastor Corey Brooks. Tisdale's Backyard Barbecue will be providing the barbecue. The bridge crossing with them will start around 1:45, 12:45. And so, and beneath that flyer on the homepage of selmapostherald.com, the full Selma to Montgomery speech, the conclusion, the address at the end of the third march, the Selma to Montgomery march. That is going to, that's on the selmapostherald.com website. Under that, a flyer for other events that have been happening all weekend that also talk about some of the other things going on today, like the 9 o'clock Unity Breakfast that the Links uh, sponsor every year for the last 33 years. That starts at 9, no tickets sold at the door. And then at 12 o'clock, Safe Haven is having their 26th annual March and Caravan from Brown Chapel. It starts at 12 noon. From 12 until 2, they're going to be at the foot of the bridge. And then at 5, honoring the life and legacy and dream of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Under that is the I Have a Dream speech, the full speech, not just the last 6 minutes. And you can do it, watch it, and listen to it in the comfort of your home and at your convenience. You can stop it and start it and pick back up on it. But it's really good to hear the full speeches because he gets into a lot of interesting history that many times is left out and put things in perspective. And under that, the Nobel Peace Prize acceptance speech. That's the shortest one. That's 12 minutes. And then at the end, I've been to the mountaintop. I've been to full. I've been to the mountaintop speech, the last speech that he gave the night before he was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee, April 4th, 1968. And so with Dr. King, of course, he had been coming to Selma since the 1950s. People don't realize that, but I had the pleasure of knowing and working with and having been the personal photographer and public relations person for the late Miss Richie Jane Jackson. And she was childhood friends with Dr. King's wife, Coretta Scott King, and with Ralph Abernathy's wife, Miss Juanita Abernathy, because they both took piano lessons in Selma from her aunt. It's a really small world. But anyway, to make a long story short, they all were friends. And remember, Selma University was a block and a half away from the Jacksons' home. And Selma University is where the National Baptist Convention and the State Baptist Convention, where the Baptists held their conventions. And Dr. King and Reverend Abernathy and another gentleman by the name of Reverend Howard Creasy, the three of them, would come. And remember, in the 1950s, it was Jim Crow. It was still legal segregation, so you couldn't go to a hotel. Although there were some black-owned hotels in Selma, one or two. But Dr. King and Reverend Abernathy and Reverend Creasy would go to the Jacksons' home. Ms. Jackson said she would come home sometime on the weekend when she got home from work. She would see 3 suitcases with their initials, and she knew what that meant. She was also, Mrs. Jackson also studied the culinary arts. She was a bona fide chef, not just in practice, but she was a certified chef in the culinary arts. That was her minor. And so Dr. King would come. They would come to go to the conventions because they could walk down the street to Selma University. And that was from the 50s on. But he did not speak in Selma on voting rights until he was invited by the Dallas County Voters League, Reverend Reese and Mrs. Boynton, at the urging and nudging of Reverend B.L. Tucker. See, these are some of the things that don't come out. When we put some of us, we put ourselves first. We're trying to make ourselves look good. We don't always want to tell the full story, right? And I'm not going to tell the full story, but I'm going to tell part of it. And so the full story, I may step on some toes and really make some folks mad, huh? But I'm not going to do that this morning. And so January 2nd, 1965, Dr. King made his first political speech in Selma, Alabama at Brown Chapel AME Church. And the rest, as they say, is history. Now, to a sadder note, boy, I tell you, Friday night, I was called, with the news about Mark Miles. I didn't get it until Saturday morning, but they called first late Friday night. And, it was really not just shocking, it just rocked me. I just was really saddened. I knew Mark well. And, we had worked together on a couple of projects and, would run into each other from time to time. A good brother, And so he didn't deserve to die like that. Nobody deserves to die violently from gun violence. I don't know all of the facts. There's a lot of different rumors and stories floating around that I will not engage in because I don't know what happened. I guess as time goes on, we'll find out what actually happened. Really sad, though, and ironic because his whole thing was very similar to what Dr. King, his message of nonviolence. And sometimes it seems the more we appeal to the community for nonviolence, the more violent it gets. It's really, really, really strange, but that's the nature of the beast, right? And that's the way it's been. That's the way it's been going. And so Saturday morning, um, Mayor Johnny Moss III issued issued a statement. Let me go ahead quickly, though. Let me make this quick break. Somebody's trying to get our attention. I'll be right back, and then I'll read the statement from Mayor Moss.
Year 1490, WHBB, Monday weather on this Dr. King holiday. Sunny but chilly with a high near 50. We're clear and very cold again tonight, back into the mid-20s for the overnight low. Repeat process again tomorrow with sunshine and a high again near 50. Partly cloudy, upper 20s tomorrow night. For Wednesday, some clouds, a high in the mid-50s. Some clouds and rain possibilities moving in Wednesday night, low in the upper 30s. Rain chance at 40%. 30% through midday for Thursday, then partly sunny with a high in the upper 50s. That is a look at your latest weather forecast. They are telling us that some more wintry weather could be arriving by this weekend. Stay tuned. Have a great day, and thanks for listening to AM 1490 WHBB.
1490 WHBB. Good morning on this Monday morning. Randy Williams with you until 9 this morning. At 8:30, I'm going to play the full speech that Dr. King of the